Hello, this is Jody, and I invite you to make yourself comfortable in whatever position pleases you the most. Before we begin this meditation, I would like to tell you a little bit about what to expect. This meditation contains a guided visualization through a dream about a near-death experience that does not include any illness, injury, or actual dying of any kind. This guided meditation is intended to be deeply relaxing, enjoyable, and may even help you fall asleep. This is why some things that could be upsetting have been left out. If you would like to contact loved ones who have passed away, you may be able to some other time, or after listening to this recording, you may have dreams about them. I do not guide you to meet up with loved ones during this meditation because this could stir up some strong emotions in some people and could disrupt their relaxation or keep them from being able to sleep. In short, I have only included the fun stuff, and it is my sincerest wish you enjoy this adventure into the world of spirit and leave all of the cares and concerns of the material plane behind for a time, knowing for this time you have set aside for yourself to rest your mind and body may be best spent if made a little bit less exciting by omitting some of the details. Now please, take a nice deep breath in, hold it for a second or two, gathering up all the stress energy into your lungs, and then release this breath slowly, letting all of the stale air and whatever is mixed in with it go, flowing away to who knows where, and who cares, as long as it is not inside you anymore. And if you like how this feels, you can do it one more time, breathing in, holding, and letting it all go to someplace else. And if you are used to meditating, you probably already know one of the best ways to connect the mind and the body is to simply focus on your breathing, breathing deeply, evenly, and in a relaxed manner, not trying to force or control anything, just letting the breath happen. And as you just breathe, letting the breath relax and slow down. As you relax as well, you may notice from time to time you may have thoughts pass through your consciousness or awareness, and if you become curious about which or what about these thoughts is more relevant than whatever other topics that may come to mind, you may come to the realization as time passes and you become more relaxed. Each and every moment of silence becomes more prolonged, and each and every thought becomes more focused as you are able to see things more clearly as you relax more and more deeply. And to make sure you are completely relaxed and able to focus, picture, or imagine more clearly, you may already know, as I know, it can be very helpful to pay attention to each part of the body to make sure it has released all tension and is as relaxed as it can be. And as I call attention to each part of the body, and you let this part of your body rest, drop, and become loose, limp, and floppy, you may be aware of certain things in this or that part of the body. Perhaps you may feel as if a part of your body has become very heavy, like each part mentioned becomes like a bag of heavy, wet cement. And if you would like to, you can allow this to be a very pleasant feeling, and I don't know to what extent you will receive this impression or feel this feeling, but you do and you will, as long as you go along as I mention your feet, your toes, the arch of your foot, and your heel, and they become more heavy, both of your feet feeling so heavy, both at the same time. And as you remember a time in your life when you were the most relaxed, more relaxed than you have ever been before, and remember this feeling in your ankles, your left ankle and your right ankle, moving up into the lower part of your calves, flowing up into your shins, and superbly wonderful, melting heavy feelings of relaxation oozing into your calf muscles, softening and loosening them. And now your knees, left knee, right knee, both knees at the same time, and if you prefer, you can imagine warm, radiant, glowing heat infusing into all joints and rolling up like waves of pleasure into these big muscles in your thighs. Into the muscles on the tops of your thighs and the backs of your legs, the insides, the outsides, warm and heavy. Perhaps you can imagine these legs full of solid, heavy liquid like melted chocolate or pudding, so heavy and deliciously relaxed. And now both hip joints. Perhaps you could consider how it would feel to have small suns of positive, warm energy warming, relaxing, and loosening these joints, and your behind relaxes, warm, relaxed feelings rolling like waves through your pelvic floor around to your abdomen and through all of the internal organs in your lower belly. So now you can think about how your entire body, from your waist down, is fully and completely relaxed, heavy, maybe feeling as if it is pressing down a little bit more into what you are sitting or lying on. And as you contemplate your lower body being completely relaxed, heavy and still, you can take a small moment of time to reward yourself with good feelings for doing such a good job so far. And as you contemplate your lower body being still, relaxed, and relaxing even more with each moment that passes, you may also like to contemplate for this small moment what a truly gorgeous person you really are, for no other reason than it just feels really good to do this. And these kind of good feelings can move up with your relaxed feelings to your upper stomach and solar plexus. And while your focus is here, You may feel if you can feel any good feelings of anticipation about what is to come later once you are oh so very relaxed, feeling warm, loved, and comfortable, and ready to go on an adventure into the joyful dimension of spirit, and the muscles down the sides of your waist, softening, relaxing, lower back muscles, calm and still, middle back muscles, upper back muscles, and your spine. However much you may already be exploring what it feels like inside yourself when you allow yourself to enjoy the feelings that come along with being totally relaxed and just focusing on what is happening right here and right now. You might like to, in this moment, take a moment to imagine any kind of special magic energy you would like to imagine flowing through your central nervous system, flowing up and down, free and easy, up and down your spine, into your skull, and filling your brain. Free, easy, flowing energy, bringing you wonderful feelings of peace, happiness, and joy. And there is your chest, rib cage, and lungs, expanding and releasing with each soft, slow, relaxed breath. Just breathing normally and naturally. And now your heart, more or less in the center of your chest. And if your heart is more off to the left side or the right, it's okay to feel this energy center that is your heart chakra to be in the center of your chest. And your heart beats, slowing down the more deeply you relax. And with each rhythmic beat, there are valves opening and closing, and chambers being filled and emptied. Although, of course, you may already be processing these patterns at a much less conscious level. And now, up into your shoulder muscles, warm, melting, and relaxed. Down your arms into your hands, the muscles in the tops of your arms, your biceps, left and right, both triceps, those shoulder joints, and even the bones in your upper arms, feeling as if they are filled with this wonderful, heavy, warm, relaxing substance. The elbow joints, left and right elbow joints, filled with warmth, loose, floppy, and totally relaxed. Down the tops of your lower arms, and the muscles down there too, perfectly relaxed as well. your wrists, the backs of your hands and the palms of your hands, and each and every finger, and the thumbs. And now is a good time to ask yourself a question, if you would like to. And if you would rather relax and just allow your mind to wander, that's okay too, and perfectly fine, because the most important thing right here and right now, during this time that is just for you, is that you simply be relaxed and as comfortable as you can be. And the question could be about your fingers being relaxed where they are, and about whether or not you feel differently if you focus your attention on a specific finger, pair of fingers, or group of digits. If you are curious about how this affects your brain, we could try this just to see if you notice any difference in how you feel, or if you feel any shifts in your consciousness or awareness. Let's begin with your right index finger. If you could, just for a moment, allow your attention to rest on your right index finger and be still and quiet for a moment or two. And now your left thumb. And your baby fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers, index fingers, right thumb, left index finger, right index finger and thumb, left index finger and thumb, and now both index fingers and thumbs at the same time. And now all of your fingers and thumbs all at once. And now shift your attention and your awareness to your neck and all of the muscles surrounding your neck. Soft, warm, and relaxed. Your throat open, relaxed, and allowing the air to come and go. Fresh air nourishing your mind and body. Up under your chin, into your jaw, letting your jaw relax. Your teeth, tongue, and cheeks, your nose and nostrils, open and as free as they can be. Upper cheeks, below your eyes, around your eyes, and your eyelids, warm, still, melting, and relaxed as possible. Your eyebrows, between your eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows widening and relaxing, forehead smooth and still, and now your scalp fully relaxed. And now let's move our attention to inside your head and focus on relaxing your brain as best as you can. And if you feel like it, you could take a look at or pay attention to the consciousness here that is the you, who is the you, that is the you, who is who you really are, after everything else that is used to define you is taken away, and you are left to look upon this pure essence of consciousness. And for now, you might like to see this as a rare and wonderful thing. A rare and wonderful thing to understand something so often undervalued or ignored. Here now for you to be the subject of your observation anytime you choose to appreciate the real you. And now I am going to count down from 10 to 1, and with each number I say, I would like you to let that number slip away and go deeper into a state of deep relaxation. With each number I say, you can have your mind become more clean, clear, peaceful, and still until I say 0, leaving you in a dark void of perfect emptiness and peace. And if you are ready, and only if you are ready, you can count down with me, or just allow yourself to sink down one more level with each number. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Quiet, still, peaceful, and at rest. And in this still place, I would like you to again allow your attention to rest on your consciousness, the quiet awareness that is not your body or your thoughts or anything else about you. And for this time, it's okay to have nothing else matter. And for everything to be nothing, and all of the nothing be nothing but okay and just fine. And in this quiet place where there is perfect peace, you can feel warm, loved, and as comfortable as you would like to be. And nothing needs to be called to mind but this moment. And now I would like you to imagine, using your mind's eye, a small golden white light in the darkness, and I would like you to see this light on your left, just above eye level and far away. And now the light is getting a little bit bigger, and it is coming closer to you. And you can see this light as the most beautiful thing you have ever seen, slowly rotating with tendrils of light, reaching out into the darkness, traveling slowly away from it. And as it gets closer, you may begin to hear music, and imagine this music as being the most beautiful music you have ever heard. And just before the light arrives at where you are, it stops moving for a little while so you can get to know it. Yes, get to know it, because now you are feeling this light is a conscious entity, and you are looking at it as it is looking at you. And you feel the unusual feeling. You can feel exactly what the light entity is feeling, and as this feeling fills you, you are unable to put this feeling into words correctly, but the closest you can come to describing how you feel is you are filled with feelings of perfect peace, love, and joy, and the most of all of these feelings is love, just pure and unconditional love, for no reason other than this is what this being is. And as you are feeling exactly what this being is feeling, you are made of this pure love energy as well, and you very much like how this feels. You welcome this being, and it moves forward and engulfs you in its wonderful golden white light that isn't really like any light you have ever seen before. Inside the light, you find you are in a swirling tunnel made of the light. And as you float effortlessly upwards in this tunnel, you feel presences welcoming you and helping you along the way. On the walls of the tunnel, you begin to make out patterns in swirls all around you, changing patterns made of circles and then other geometric shapes. They seem to shift and change with the tones of the music you are still hearing all around you. Then, as you watch the shapes and the patterns slowly drift by, it occurs to you it could be possible the music and the markings on the walls of the tunnel may be shifting and changing in time with your own consciousness. and I wouldn't know to what extent you may be able to make changes in these patterns, but you may know if I am quiet for a moment or two to allow you to experiment with these changes. You may be able to see, if you can see, what you are able to do, so later on you will be used to the idea of making things happen using only your own mind and consciousness, and be ready for all of the wonderful things that are about to happen to you. And be ready for all of the wonderful things that are about to happen to you as your journey continues. And you drift, float, swirl, and turn, watching the patterns and symbols swirl around you, able to know or interpret them on a level of awareness that is just a little bit beyond words. And then very suddenly, you are standing in a white room without any walls, just white stretching out as far as you can see, with no end to it all. And before you stands a man in a suit. This man can look any way you would like him to, and his suit can be any way you would like it to be also. He says hello and welcomes you, then gestures to his left and says, "You are to go this way." You walk in this direction for a few steps, then something tells you to hold out your hand, so you do, and feel a wall in front of you, smooth and cool like glass. You look back to question the man in the suit, but he has gone into the vast whiteness, stretching out forever. You feel this barrier again with both hands this time, and the idea of smashing it occurs to you. So you hit it with both hands, and as you do, it begins to make a sound, a low-pitched hum. The sound is so low-pitched, it is barely audible. And you feel it more than you hear it, as if your entire body is vibrating at this frequency. And this is not an unpleasant feeling, calming, relaxing, and stimulating all at the same time. Then the sound or the vibration begins to raise its frequency, and the feeling becomes more subtle as it does. And the higher the frequency of the vibration, the more the feeling moves beyond your sensual awareness, until it becomes something just known, without knowing how you know it is there. You just know and are glad you do. You smile a little bit to yourself, and the glass wall begins to crack. One random jagged crack at first, and then others branching out to make crystalline patterns growing ever more complex till pieces begin to fall away. Little ones and then larger ones, revealing blue sky, green trees, then grass and flowers as the last of the shards tumble away to who knows where, leaving you standing in a meadow. Very much like any other meadow, with some important differences. The colors are brighter, and everything can be seen with so much more detail, as if you have suddenly acquired much better eyesight, and it is all just so beautiful. You aren't sure why, but it all just seems so beautiful. You are aware of an invisible, clear light that permeates the clean, clear air, and it goes into everything in the meadow. This clear light is like something seen and unseen all at the same time. And you imagine in a place like this, things don't have to make sense anymore. They can all just be and be beautiful as they are. Clear light, perfect peace, love and happiness are all okay with you as they are in this place. You suddenly notice there is a person standing before you and slightly off to your right, and find it interesting you didn't notice this person who was so obviously there before. This person can be anyone you would like this person to be. This person can be your future self, spirit guide, or a light being if this is what you would prefer. This person gestures down to something in front of him, her, or it, and this is when you notice something there that looks very much like a large, ornate bird bath, and again you become curious and find it very interesting that you didn't notice this was here before, like it was there all along and you just didn't notice. You walk through the soft, long grass and flowers to look at what is in this bird bath type thing, and as you near the being, you feel love. Love coming from the being, and love growing in your heart. And as this feeling grows and intensifies, you realize you are feeling this feeling like you are also experiencing the clear light. Like it is everywhere and in everything. And you are a part of it. Knowing it is there, like it was always there all along. And it is curious and interesting, you just didn't notice it before. You look down into the basin and see it is filled with clear water and can see your reflection in it. You also see sun sparkles, even though in this perfect clear daylight you don't remember seeing any sun in the sky. Yet there is something in the sparkles and the patterns of light in the water you find somewhat hypnotic, and you don't want to look away, so you stare into the water sparkles, sparkles blurring, becoming clear again, and then blurring some more. Light, clean, clear, white, then bursting into rainbows. Rainbow colors swirling into a vortex. Swirling into a vortex, you feel yourself being drawn into, yet all the while, feeling very aware, you remain standing in the meadow beside your companion. And through the swirling colors, you begin to see pieces of your life. And all of these images seem all right, just fine, as if everything was just the way it was supposed to be, and you feel more like you are watching a movie where you are the main character than as if anything is really happening. You feel detached, interested, and accepting, and all the while you feel waves of pure love energy coming from the being beside you. The being tells you, or more accurately thinks to you, you will have to return to this life and this world soon, because there are still many more important things for you to do. And the best of your life is still yet to come. You get the feeling from this person amazing things are going to happen to you, and you are feeling very optimistic. The water becomes still and dull again, leaving you looking at your own reflection, and before you look away, you are happy to see you have become like all the other things in this meadow, somehow much more beautiful than you thought you were before. The being is smiling at you just a little bit and pointing to a narrow path through the grass and flowers, and this is another thing you did not notice before, but you are getting used to this kind of thing and take it in as a matter of course. And your eyes follow the path through the grass and flowers. A long way off into the distance, you see a small hill with an old, gnarled and leafy tree growing out of the top of it. and the path goes right past it to disappear over the summit of this little hill to the middle of this plain that is a valley surrounded by magnificently huge mountains glowing white almost all the way to their base, and these two have appeared out of that place where things have always been and not often noticed or paid attention to. You understand this is a path you must walk alone, and as you set off, you feel the being is watching you go and wishing you well. This feeling does not diminish, but grows stronger the further you travel along the path, and you glance backwards one time to see the being is gone, yet you feel very clearly its spirit is still with you, loving you so you will never have to travel anywhere alone again. You pick up the pace and begin walking faster, surprised at how effortless it feels to travel through this perfect day. You hear beautiful music again, and this time it sounds more like singing, and this is when you realize there are other people in the meadow with you. There are hundreds of them, and you are almost surprised. Almost, but not quite. Almost surprised you did not notice them before. They are well spaced, standing several feet from each other. They are brightly dressed and all looking very happy. And the sound of all of their voices singing together is so beautiful, and they are singing for you, and they are singing even though their mouths are not moving, like the sound is coming from their hearts and their spirits to be interpreted by your ears as song. This lifts your spirits ever higher as you begin to run without effort. Faster and faster you go, with feet barely touching the ground, and you move faster and faster until you are certain you are running much faster than any human being ever has. And this feeling is freeing and exhilarating, and each stride grows longer, and the more you run, the less tired you become, and you feel strong, abundantly healthy, free and unstoppable. And if you can imagine yourself doing that right now, you may be able to feel how you would feel if you no longer had any limits. And you could fly up into the air if you wanted to, or if you liked that idea. And either way, you soon crest the hill and see a small pond on the other side. And you know this pond has something to show you. So you slow down and approach the water slowly, wondering what you will see in this pond. You look down and see only yourself reflected in the water at first. Then the sun sparkles from the invisible sun begin to twinkle, and you sit down to get a closer look. You feel a loving presence is behind you, watching over you, but you are again becoming mesmerized by the play of light and shadow against the black bottom of the shallow pool, and you watch the rainbows and colors begin to swirl and form images. You recognize right away as scenes from your future life and are amazed by what you are seeing. You are going places and doing things so wonderful as to be beyond your wildest dreams. Happy scenes and relaxing scenes are passing before you about the things you would like to do, wishes you would like fulfilled, and other things even better than expected, and you are glad to know all of these good things are about to happen to you. And as these images dissolve and fade away into rainbow swirls and sparkles than just pond water with your reflection, and you become again aware someone is standing behind you. So you turn to look and see your future self walking towards you, looking very happy to see you. Your future self looks a little older than you now, but extremely healthy, happy, and all around in very good shape. Future self tells you to hang in there and be strong, because the best is yet to come. And then points up at the sky. As soon as you see what is up in the sky, and what is up in the sky is a number of round orbs of assorted colors, flying in formation like airplanes or birds. And as soon as you do see them, you hear their song, and it is as beautiful as the music or the song of the people. It is a different sound all its own, and unlike any sound you have ever heard before. You feel the joy coming off of these things, and it feels very much like the sound of their song. One of them at the far end of the formation peels away from the others and begins moving towards you. As it gets closer, you see it is mottled blue and gray, smooth and dull in appearance. It hovers in front of you, not much bigger than a basketball, and you don't know for sure if you are hearing it, feeling it, or somehow just sensing it. But you do know it is very happy to meet you in a way, with a feeling that it has known you for a very long time. You reach out to touch it with both hands, almost like a hug or a show of affection, and feel it is soft, smooth, warm, and feels most definitely alive. The palms of your hands cool beneath its warmth, and you feel a curious, light-headed, almost dizzy feeling for a moment. And everything fades to black except this orb you are holding. The orb begins to move away. And you just kind of float along with it into the darkness, determined not to let it go, because you feel, with your new sense of knowing, it is taking you somewhere you would like to go. As you travel further and further into the darkness, you feel energized, as if the energy reflected in the song of this being is vibrating through your hands, along your arms, and flowing throughout your entire body. This energy feels as if it is building and becoming almost too intense, so you let go and float free in this soft darkness, feeling cool, calm, and entirely unruffled. Floating free and still, there comes to you a knowing more deep and profound than any other knowing you have known before. And with this feeling comes an awareness this darkness you are floating in is conscious. It knows everything and knows only love, and you feel as if you are floating in an infinite mind, quiet, still, knowing everything while just being and feeling as if this mind has always known you and always loved you no matter what. And this is a very good feeling. And awareness of your body fades away until you feel as if you are a part of this mind, a part of this mind just being all that is. And you feel you have been here forever, or only for an instant, and either way doesn't seem to matter, as you feel how wonderful it is to just be still and just be love. And then you remember who you are, and as you do, you feel yourself separate and move away from the core of this being, yet you are left with a memory of something you will cherish always and forever. And the orb floats in front of you again, and you take hold, knowing it is time to return to being yourself. And after a short trip through the soft darkness, the darkness fades away, and you are standing by the pond again, beside your future self. You release the orb, and it shoots away in the direction its friends were traveling at lightning speed, and you look at your hands to see if they are any different. And they are just your hands, the same as they have always been. You look up, and the sky has become cloudy, and up to your left amongst the clouds is the same golden white light you saw at the beginning of your journey. Tendrils of golden light are reaching out from it, like slow lightning in the clouds. Then in the air, as it comes nearer to you, and your future self gently tells you it is time to go. And as wonderful and fantastic as this has all been, you are eager to return to complete the mission you have been sent to Earth to do, and have great expectations of all kinds of good things in store for you in the future. So you would like to get back to fulfill your life's purpose, knowing now how important you really are. So you reach up to the light and let it engulf you, and you float up into the tunnel to float and drift and swirl for a time till the sides fade away and you find yourself suspended above your body where it is right now. You float back down into yourself, and it feels good and comfortable and like being at home again, to be inside yourself. And you just breathe, breathing, relaxing, and letting it all be how it is for now. Ready to do what is the next thing for you to do. Feeling happy, relaxed, and okay with the way of things for a time.